think we're live. I'm not sure if you guys are with me, but assuming that we're all good, I wanted to say hello, welcome. I am Olivia Crouppen. I'll give everyone a couple more minutes to join. Hello, I hope that everybody is staying safe and well at home. I wanted to introduce myself again. I'm Olivia Crouppen. I am the founder of Live Hungry, and I am a holistic chef and culinary producer, and today I am going to show you how to make potentially the easiest recipe of all time. I'm going to show you how to make an edible cookie dough. And I'm also going to show you how to use all kinds of ingredients you've probably already got on hand to make this work without having to go to the store. So, I think that we should get right into it. I will give you guys a little update about this recipe. It's really more of a ratio than a recipe, so this is going to be one ratio that you can use with all different kinds of ingredients. So just like any other cookie dough, you're going to start out by creaming together your fat and your sugar, or your fat and your sweetener in this case. So for your fat, you can use coconut oil, you can use butter, you could use ghee, or you could use nut butter. So I'm going to start out with a little bit of cashew butter. And why am I using cashew butter? Because for me, cashew butter is something I have on hand, one. Number two, it's a neutral flavor and it's going to add a lot of richness. So if you've got like a peanut butter or an almond butter, that's a great option. And if you can't do nuts, you could totally go in with tahini. That's another great fat to start out with. So I'm just starting out in my bowl with, that was 1/4 cup of creamy cashew butter, but again, you could use coconut oil, butter, ghee, or any other nut butter, all right? So now we're going to be moving on to our sweetener. So typically you would use a sugar, but for me, I don't have sugar. I know, and I'm a baker. So I have honey, and I have agave, and I have maple syrup. So I'm going to be going in with a little bit of maple syrup. I'm going to use a 1/4 cup of maple syrup. And this is what's going to add in that sweetness. But feel free to use whatever you've got. And this is already looking tasty. There's no way that this isn't going to be good. So let me see if I can show you what I've got here in my bowl. So here's what it looks like. I got my creamy cashew butter and my maple syrup, and now all I'm going to do is whisk this together. And you're not really looking to get any air in there. All you're looking to do is just combine these two. And look, it happens in like 2 seconds. And this is what's going to act as the base of our edible cookie dough. And there you go. You can see it came together so quickly. And what's crazy is we are halfway through this recipe. You are halfway to edible cookie dough. So now what we're going to do is we're going to add in our dry ingredients. Now, I don't know about you, but flour is a little bit hard to find right now. And flour is actually not something that you really want to eat raw. Usually, if you make an edible cookie dough with regular flour, like an all-purpose flour, you have to heat treat it. But in this recipe, what we're going to be using is a little bit of almond flour. And this is 1 cup of almond flour. And I know you're like, oh, what's almond flour? I don't have that. Well, guess what? Almond flour is literally just almonds that have been ground into like a fine powder. And if you have almonds, or if you can get your hands on some almonds, all you gotta do is pop this in your food processor or your magic bullet or whatever and get it into this powder. And then you have your almond flour. And you can also use any other nut. You could use pecans, you could use cashews. Cashew flour would be delicious. Walnut flour, go crazy. So we've got the creamy cashew butter, which we cream together with the maple syrup. And then we've got the almond flour, which now we've learned is really just ground almonds. And now we're going to go in with another kind of flour. And I'm going to be using a little bit of coconut flour. And just like the almond flour, coconut flour is literally just coconut that has been shredded also into a powder. You see if you guys can see. Yeah. So if you have shredded coconut, you can grind that up and make your coconut flour, or alternatively, you can totally leave it out. I do want to tell you though why I like to use coconut flour. I like to use coconut flour because it absorbs liquid differently than the nut flour. And what that does is it kind of like makes friends with the nut butter and the maple syrup, and it kind of adds like a fudginess that I find to be very authentic to actual cookie dough. So if you can find it, great. If you can't find it, totally fine, no worries. And now what we're going to do is we're going to season our mixture. And it might sound funny to season a baked good or a sweet, but just like you would season like a stir fry, you gotta add some extra stuff in there that's going to create like depth of flavor. So obviously salt. I'm gonna go in with probably like a half teaspoon of salt. And if you like that kind of like sweet salty thing, you can add a little bit more. And now I'm going to add a little bit of vanilla extract. Now, I think, again, vanilla extract, salt, these little additions, they're really important because they're what's going to make it not just taste sweet. There's going to be, again, like depth of flavor. It's not going to be just like a one-note cookie dough. It's going to be like a complex cookie dough. You feel me? So, and that was about 2 teaspoons, and I don't know why, but I always measure it into my cap. You know, use what you got. Make it work. And then I have a little bit of almond extract. You might not have almond extract, but if you do, I really like to use this in anything that's like cookie dough flavored because for some reason I feel like this kind of makes all the difference. But again, if you don't have it, leave it out. But I'm just going to do the tiniest bit, probably like 1/4 teaspoon of almond extract because it's very strong. You don't want it to take over. You want it to just like be in the background there. So I hope you guys can see. This is just like so simple, it's a joke, right? And what's also cool about this recipe, I'll tell you a little bit about it while I'm mixing this together. So you can see, I'm trying to show you. I'm just mixing this until it comes together and it's gonna look just like actual cookie dough. But what I was gonna say, which is really cool, is you can actually bake this as well. So if you wanna make a batch and you wanna eat it as your cookie dough and then you get over it and you're like, you know what, I want some cookies. You don't have to start again. You can just use this dough. And after I tell you what else we're gonna put in here, I'll give you the bake times and all that information. So check that out. Hello. Like it's 12:30 in the afternoon, but I think I'm having cookie dough for lunch, right? So that already came together into like a super nice dough. Let me see if I can show you. Boom, okay? It's like really sticky, it's like rich looking, we love it. Now what we're going to do is we're gonna add in obviously the best part of any cookie dough. And while I'm doing that, I'll also tell you other things that you can do to sort of like pimp out your cookie dough. So I'm gonna use a little bit of chopped chocolate. This is probably 1/4 cup of chocolate that I just cut into really big chunks. I love chunks, but if you've got chips, feel free to use chips. And then, because we're on Tastemade and because we're live, I was thinking I should go wild and I should make this like some kind of monster cookie kitchen sink scenario. And I also thought this would be a good way to show you guys how to use what else you might have. So I have oats. Let's see, let me get you a visual. I don't know if you can see. I've got oats. I have got toasted peanuts. Let's see. I'm going to do my best here. I've got oats, toasted peanuts, and then down there on the bottom, that is some dried cherries that I've chopped up. So what we're going to do is we're going to add all that into the base of the cookie dough. So again, we've got like our base that has that really nice like vanilla-y, salty sweet thing going on. And then we have chocolate chunks. We've got oatmeal. We've got toasted salted peanuts and dried cherries. And then I found this, and this is like a little fun-sized thing of M&Ms that I found when I was getting my stuff together. And honestly, I probably have this saved from Halloween. And this just goes to show that whatever you have, you can add into a cookie dough. So really like go wild. If you're like a lemon and blueberry person, make it lemon and blueberry. Add in a squeeze of lemon juice and add in fresh blueberries. If you're like an oatmeal raisin person, go oatmeal raisin. What else would be really nice? I love the idea of like dates and nuts and like coconut would be really nice. So yeah, feel free to make this your own, add in whatever you have. I want to show you what mine looks like right now. Hello, look at that. whenever there's M&Ms involved, like, I'm there for it. So all I'm gonna do is mix this all together. Make sure, I hope that you guys can see. And for those of you who are just joining, maybe I should reintroduce myself. My name's Olivia. I'm Olivia Crouppen and the founder of Live Hungry. And today I've just shown you guys how to make possibly the easiest recipe of all time. And it's an edible cookie dough recipe that can also be baked. So there's lots of versatility here. So the cookie dough is actually done. Check it out. Look at that. I mean, oh, so exciting. And before I wrap up, I just want to say a few things. Number one, I think it's important, especially now, to get yourself a nice little serving dish. Get yourself something nice that you want to serve your cookie dough in. So I think what I'm going to do, I like to actually put it in a mason jar. I think because it looks cute and everybody has a mason jar, and also it's a really good way to like just keep it in the fridge. It's already stored. So what I would do if I was going to serve this is I would load up a mason jar, just like this, and make sure I get lots of different bits in there. Look at that. I can see the M&Ms. I can see the oats. You got the dried fruit and chocolate chunks. I mean, check that out. Hello. Perfect little jar of edible cookie dough. So that's one way to serve it, straight out of the jar, and then when you want to store it, you pop the lid on, keep it in the fridge. Another option that I definitely want to show you guys is that you can always roll it into a little ball, right? So you just take like 2 or 3 tablespoons, roll it into a ball. Should we taste it? I think I should taste it. I've never made it with this much stuff in it before. Such a good idea. Wow. Oh my god. Okay. Whoa. Let me get myself together. So good. So, again, you can serve it up in a little jar, in a little bowl. You can roll it into cute little balls and serve it that way. And then, best part, I'm going to tell you how you can bake it. So what you would do is you would also just roll it into like a little ball. You know, do you want small cookies? Do you want big cookies? Whatever size cookies you like. Roll it up. Give it a little smash. You know, press it down. And you're going to get this onto a greased cookie sheet. You're going to preheat your oven to 350. And then you're going to bake them for like 10 minutes. So this is a super versatile recipe. It's super adaptable. And just to take you through the ingredients again, it's going to be some kind of oil or butter, whether it be coconut oil, butter, ghee, some kind of nut butter, which would be peanut butter, tahini, almond butter, all those things work. And then you're going to combine it with your maple syrup, honey, or agave. Get that in your bowl, boom, boom, boom. And then you're going to add in your almond flour, your coconut flour, salt, vanilla, and then your chocolate chips and whatever other things you've got in your pantry that you want to turn into a cookie. So that is my crazy easy edible cookie dough. I'm not even sure. That might have been less than 10 minutes. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this one. This has been so much fun. You can find me over at Live Hungry on Instagram if you want more recipes. That's the word live, L-I-V, and then hungry. And yeah, I hope that you guys give this one a try. If you do end up making it, definitely share a picture with us. And I will see you soon. I'm going to be sharing all kinds of super easy recipes with stuff that you definitely already have in your pantry. Thank you. Bye.